Hey, it's Dave from the camera store, and today we're talking about the Laowa 33mm f0.95 APO lens. The full name of this lens is the Laowa Argus 33mm f0.95 CF APO lens. Now it's the equivalent of a 50mm lens on a crop sensor body. So if you like shooting street or some basic portraits and you like that nice fast aperture, it's going to be an interesting lens for you to check out. Now, Laowa sent us this lens a couple weeks ago, so I've had plenty of time to take a lens with me. And when I'm testing a lens, I love the ability to take my time and shoot everything and anything with it to really see what I like about the lens and what I don't like. We have a gorgeous day here in Calgary, and I love walking around the streets of Inglewood. It's a great neighborhood just outside of downtown Calgary. And it goes back to 1911. This building, for instance, is one of my favorites. Not just because it was built in 1911 and it looks amazing, it does happen to have my favorite pizza place in it. This is called Inglewood Pizza, and I love coming here strictly for that. When you first get your hands on this 33mm f0.95 lens, you're going to feel that it's a pretty substantial lens. It comes in at 590 grams or just shy of 21 ounces. Now, it takes a lot of glass to make a 0.95 lens. It's a big funnel of light. This lens, of course, is a manual focus lens, and I do like that it has a nice knurled grip to it, and there is just the right amount of drag when I'm focusing. Now, it is all internal focusing, which is nice. I don't have to worry about that. It runs a 62mm filter thread. This lens does have an integrated lens hood, which I quite like. It adds to the aesthetic of the lens quite a bit. It is removable. If you want to put on a 62mm filter, you certainly can. Now, it does have a lens cap that kind of clips on, and I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that. I'm surprised I haven't lost that already myself. It does seem to fall off relatively easy. It does have a 9-bladed circular aperture, which gives you that really nice creamy bokeh. You can go from 0.95, of course, all the way up to f11. Now, it is a clickless aperture, so video guys are going to like this, but still guys, maybe not so much. Personally, I wish they gave us the option, like some other lens manufacturers, to click or declick my aperture ring. I'm often finding myself having to look down and see what my aperture is because I can't just set it and forget it. When you look in the market, there are quite a few really fast prime lenses out there, and there's even a few 0.95 lenses that are incredibly expensive. However, designing a very fast aperture lens that can handle chromatic aberration quite well is a huge challenge for a lens designer. Now, Laowa has addressed this by putting 3 ultra-high dispersion elements into this lens, 1 extra dispersion element into the lens, and an element that made it into the name of the lens, the APO element. So what does APO mean? APO stands for Apochromatic, or if you're counting, it's 23 points in Scrabble. But it's there designed to really help out with chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration is the green or that magenta tint you see on either side of a really harsh reflection. Think about shooting chrome or some really shiny earrings, things where you have this harsh transition between light and dark. You're going to see a pink and a green kind of transition. The better the lens is designed and the better elements it has, it's going to reduce that look quite a bit. Now, I always look for really almost like torture test subjects to photograph. And so here on the streets of Inglewood, we found a lovely street ashtray with a great reflection off of it. At the 0.95, there certainly is some chromatic aberration on that, but if you stop it down to 1.4 or even f2, you certainly see an improvement. When I first got this lens, I shot everything at 0.95, because why not? It's so much fun to play with a super bright, fast lens. But there are a few things you got to take into consideration. First thing is 0.95 isn't for everything, as I quickly found out. Depth of field is very shallow when you're shooting with this, and this lens has the ability to shoot down to 35 centimeters. That's fairly close. Now, I'm getting some great flower shots and some great detail shots at that, but I really have to watch my focus. Now, that being said, it is a manual focus lens, so you have to do all the work. Now, thankfully, cameras like I'm using today, the X-T3, has focus peaking and also focus punching. If I want to use those tools to acquire focus, you really have to, because depth of field is so shallow when you're dealing with this lens. I found myself really taking time to set up the shot. I would pre-focus on subjects, and I can shoot some sports in action. Here's some shots of my kids skateboarding, but I had to really set up the shot and have them do it repeatedly for me to get the results that I wanted. Now, if you're shooting closer up with that shallow depth of field, I also found myself cheating a little bit and trying to use the focus peaking, but I knew I was a little bit out, and just even waving my body back and forth a little bit, I would lose focus. So I would put the camera on high speed, and I would rack focus back and forth manually, and one of those shots would be much sharper than the others. I also found with this lens I was a little frustrated at first using it because the focus has such a long throw to it. I mean, it's almost 300 degrees, maybe a little bit more. You have to twist and twist. It's definitely a two-hander if you're going from min to max. You can't just do it with a single throw. Now, video guys are going to love this because you can really fine-tune your focus nice and smooth. And that being said, the focus breathing is very well controlled on it. Take a look at this clip here and you'll see how I focus from min to max and the background doesn't change shape really at all. So after my time with this Laowa 33mm f0.95 lens, I'm left with a few impressions. When I first got it, I'm not sure if I really enjoyed shooting with it, quite honestly. I found that it was kind of big, kind of heavy. I didn't like the manual focus throw. I thought it was way too long, but I've learned to adapt to that. Now what I found is that as much as I'm not really sure I enjoyed the shooting experience with it at first, I really like the results I was getting out of it. It's not the sharpest lens on the market, however, it does resolve very good quality detail, and I'm quite happy with what I'm getting out of it. Now, I do like the background blur that I'm getting, and that's partially due to those 9-bladed apertures. However, if you're shooting wide open, you are going to get a little bit of onion rings on the one end. At the end of the day, I really enjoy the results I'm getting from this lens, from its creamy background to its very dreamy look. Something that I think it's worth looking into. I do find if you are a videographer, you're going to appreciate that long throw autofocus, although I'm not sure still photographers will. And the same goes with the stepless aperture. Now, I want to know what you guys think of this lens. Do you like the idea of a 0.95 lens, or is it just kind of showboating? Now, make sure you leave comments down below. Follow us both on Instagram, and please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We'll catch you again next time. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you've enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, click up here. And if you are Canadian and want to shop local, check out the camera store down here.